You ever notice this? You walk into a gun shop, you ask for a .357 Magnum rifle, and before you even finish your sentence, the guy behind the counter is already shaking his head. Man, just get a Henry or a Marlin. Maybe a Rossi if you're on a budget. That's it. That's the whole conversation. No questions, no discussion, no real knowledge being shared. Just the same three guns, on repeat, every single time. And here's the part that should bother you. Not because those rifles are bad, they're not, but because that's all most people ever get exposed to. Meanwhile, there are rifles out there right now. Better triggers, stronger actions, faster cycling, more practical in the real world. And they're just sitting there, ignored, because nobody's talking about them. I've seen it on the range. Guy shows up with a standard pick, and then somebody next to him runs a rifle he's never even heard of and completely outperforms him. That's what this video's about. Not the popular stuff, not the safe recommendations, but the rifles that actually make experienced shooters stop and go, wait, what is that? Today we're breaking down 5 .357 rifles that most people overlook, but absolutely shouldn't. Number 5, the Smith & Wesson 1854 lever action. All right, sliding into that number 5 slot, we've got the Smith & Wesson 1854, and I can already hear it. I can hear the gears turning in your head. Wait, Smith & Wesson is making lever guns? Yep, they sure are. And honestly, it's kind of a mystery why this rifle doesn't get more love from the community. Now here's what matters. Smith & Wesson stepped into the lever gun world with this one, and they're clearly watching the details, because the end result, it shows. The fit and finish on these rifles, noticeably tighter than what you'd expect from a new-to-lever guns launch. And price-wise, you're usually seeing these around $1,179 to $1,300 on the street. That lands it in a real-world sweet spot. Not a bargain bin beater, but not a museum piece either. And what really makes the 1854 stand out? The features. You've got the side loading gate, obviously, but Smith & Wesson also ships these with XS style irons, an adjustable ghost ring rear, and a gold bead front. Right out of the box. That's a better sight setup than a lot of lever guns in this general price lane. And if you've spent real time behind a rifle on a real range, you already know this. Good iron sights matter way more than people like to admit. Now the action? It'll feel a little stiff at first, but after about 200 rounds, it starts to loosen up, and it gets buttery. It's not pre-safety Marlin smooth, but it's miles ahead of a lot of entry-level stuff people settle for. And here's the kicker. This rifle runs a 19.25-inch barrel with a 1 in 14 twist rate. That twist is the classic .357 sweet spot, so if you're the kind of shooter who plays with heavier bullets, like 180 grain hard cast, this thing can still surprise you with its groups at 150 yards. Now downsides, it's kind of a pig. Right around 7 pounds. And the wood furniture? It's fine, but it's not winning any beauty contests. Still, if you want a solid, reliable shooter that doesn't wreck your wallet and actually performs when it counts, the 1854 deserves a serious second look. And I'll be honest, I really do wonder why Smith & Wesson isn't pushing this harder. They're sleeping on a real winner. Number 4, the IMI Timberwolf pump action. Okay, number 4 is gonna ruffle a few feathers, because technically, it's not even a lever gun. It's the IMI Timberwolf pump action, chambered in .357 Magnum. Before you click off, hear me out. This rifle does everything a .357 lever gun does. It just does it faster. We're talking about a 10-round tube capacity and a pump stroke that's lightning quick. Once you find your rhythm, it'll outcycle most lever guns. And this thing has that legendary Israeli military-style build quality baked into it. The Timberwolf was originally built with a more serious use mindset, but shooters figured something out real fast. It's an absolute animal for ranch work and popping hogs. And because it's a pump, you can keep your cheek weld. You can stay locked onto your target and run multiple shots without breaking your position. Try that with a lever action. You can't. Not the same way. And the versatility, it's ridiculous. You can run 38 special wad cutters all day for cheap plinking, then swap over to Full House 158 grain, 357 loads when it's time for serious work. And the gun? It doesn't care. It'll cycle basically anything you feed it. Now here's the catch. They're not in production anymore. So you're shopping the used market, and the real-world price on these today? It's not small. Expect to shell out somewhere around $1,800 to $2,600, depending on condition and how bad the seller knows what they've got. But if you ever see one sitting on a table, grab it. These things have a cult following for a reason. I've watched guys show up with custom Marlins worth $2,000 and then just stand there, watching the Timberwolf guy run drills twice as fast as they can. It's not traditional. It won't win style points at a cowboy action match. But if you care more about performance than aesthetics, this oddball pump gun is a real contender. Coming in at number 3, the Chiappa Alaskan Takedown. And this is where it gets really interesting for the folks who actually put rifles to work out in the field. A lot of people lump Chiappa in with the budget import crowd. And honestly, that's not fair. The Alaskan isn't a toy. It's a purpose-built survival tool. You're looking at a lever gun you can break down into 2 separate pieces in under 30 seconds with 0 tools. Throw it in a backpack, a canoe, the back of an ATV. You're not doing that with your 8-pound Henry. The Alaskan comes standard with a 16-inch barrel, a peep-style rear setup, and a factory rail platform for your optics options. But here's the detail most reviewers blow right past: the hard chrome finish. This isn't stainless. It's hard chrome, and that matters because it'll shrug off nasty weather. The kind of weather that can pit a stainless barrel in a single season. If you've ever pushed through wet brush or spent time anywhere near salt water, you already know how valuable that is. Empty weight, right around 6 pounds. And trust me, after carrying a rifle for 6 straight hours through the woods, even a pound starts feeling like 10. Now, the takedown setup isn't perfect. If you're running an optic on the receiver, you're going to lose your 0 when you break it down. That's just physics. So you'll need to re-verify every time you put it back together. But if you're running iron sights, it's rock solid. And let's be real, if you're using this rifle the way it was designed to be used, you're probably running irons anyway. Quick sidebar, if you're getting value from this and you still haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? These deep dive scripts don't write themselves, and I need to know you guys are actually out there. Hit subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. All right, back to the Alaskan. The Italian quality control on these? Top tier. Chiappa knows what they're doing, but you're gonna pay for it. These days, you're commonly looking at about $1,450 to $1,750 new, depending on the exact package and who has them in stock. That puts it right in Henry X territory. But the difference is simple. The Alaskan is built for the guy who beats on his gear. The Henry X, that's for the guy who wants to look tactical at the indoor range. If you hunt the backcountry, fish remote rivers, or you want a truck gun that actually fits under the seat, the Alaskan makes sense in a way a traditional lever gun just doesn't. Number 2 is probably going to irritate a few people, but we've got to talk about it. Pre-safety Rossi R92s on the used market. I know, brand new R92s get mixed reviews. Some guys swear by them. Other guys can't get them to run right out of the box. But here's the secret most folks don't realize. The older Rossis, specifically the ones made before they added that goofy crossbolt safety, can be legitimately solid rifles. I've got a personal example. I own a 2012 R92 with a 20-inch stainless barrel that I snagged for $400. And after about 3,000 rounds, I'm telling you, it's slicker than a JM stamped Marlin. No joke. Extractor is cut right. Carrier timing is dead on. Lockup is tight enough you could use it as a master gauge. Now here's the secret sauce. Look for the ones without the safety on top of the bolt. If you see that cross bolt, that's newer production, and the quality becomes a coin flip. No safety. That's the one you want. And let me tell you why an older R92 is such a win. You can actually use it, throw it in the bed of the truck, lean it against a fence post, let it get rained on. It's a working man's gun. When it gets a scratch, You don't lose sleep. When the finish wears, it just gains character. And the used market, it's flooded with these because people bought them, shot 50 rounds, decided they wanted something fancier, and traded them in. Their loss, your gain. These days, clean used examples are commonly in that $500 to $650 zone, depending on your local market and condition. Now, will you maybe do a little work? Maybe. A spring kit is about 30 bucks, and some folks do a quick polish job with a Dremel and compound in an afternoon. But think about what you're building. A $600 rifle. That runs like a $1,200 rifle. That's math I can get behind. The one real downside? Parts availability. Rossi customer service can be hit or miss, and chasing OEM parts can turn into a headache. But the aftermarket has stepped up. Brownells and Midway stock just about anything you'd need. Bottom line, if you spot a pre-safety R92 at a gun show or on a local board and the price is right, jump on it. These are the hidden gems everybody else is sleeping on. And finally, at number 1, we've got the rifle nobody talks about because half the community doesn't even know it exists. The Browning BLR Lightweight in .358 Winchester. And I know what you're thinking. .358 Winchester? That's not .357 Magnum. You're right, but stay with me, because this is where the magic happens. The BLR is a rack and pinion lever gun. No traditional toggling, no exposed hammer. It's a modern masterpiece. It runs a detachable box magazine and a rotating bolt. Think of it like the love child of a lever action and a bolt gun. Now the .358 Winchester BLR, that's the golden ticket. And here's the important real talk part. Yes, it can be possible to build a custom setup that gets you into .357 maximum territory, but it's not automatic. It depends on the donor rifle, it depends on measurements, and it depends on having a gunsmith who's willing to take on that kind of custom work. So think of it less like a guaranteed recipe and more like a high-end custom path if the right shop signs off on it. If you're not familiar with .357 Maximum, think of it like .357 Magnum on serious steroids. Same bullet diameter, but a longer case and about 40% more powder capacity. We're talking pushing a 180 grain bullet at around 1,900 feet per second out of a 20-inch barrel. That's 30-30 energy with less recoil and a flatter trajectory. And because the BLR uses a box magazine, you can load Spitzer bullets, pointed tips. That means you're getting real ballistic coefficients, instead of that flat nose compromise every other lever gun forces on you. I know a guy running a custom BLR and .357 Maximum for white-tailed deer, and he's taking them clean at 200 yards with hand loads. Show me another pistol caliber lever gun that can do that. Now, factory BLR rifles in .358 Winchester are basically unicorns. And price-wise today, if you actually find one, you're commonly looking more like $1,600 to $2,200, depending on condition and what comes with it. But if you're dead serious about a .357 class rifle that transcends everything else out there, this is the ultimate sleeper build. Is it practical for the average shooter? Absolutely not. By the time you track down a donor rifle and pay for the custom gunsmith work, you're staring at $2,500 to $3,000. But you're buying something special, a rifle that can do things no factory .357 lever gun could ever dream of. And the BLR brings modern touches for guys who don't care about the cowboy vibe. Aluminum receiver keeps it light. Rack and pinion action is smooth as butter and nearly indestructible. And that box magazine lets you top off without dumping the whole tube. Now, downsides. It doesn't look traditional. Trigger is just okay out of the box. And if something breaks, you better be on good terms with the machinist. But if you want a .357 class lever gun that nobody else has, one that outperforms everything else in the category, that's the answer. Now, I know a lot of you watching have your own experience with these rifles. Or maybe you've got a dark horse pick I didn't even mention today. Whatever it is, I want to hear it. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you want to see next. It helps the channel grow, and it keeps this kind of content coming your way. Until next time, keep them on the paper and stay safe out there.